Getting first 2 minutes of the second half, they'll get the ball to start
just before the 20 as Buddy Johnson makes the hit. These guys, no Cowboy has finished as the NFL receptions leader.
There's a lot of factors that go into it. I think the most impressive thing about CeeDee Lamb, every receiver in the league can, and it's just not the case. He's very unique.
Time show coming up next with Kurt and the guys, and Cowboys third quarter. 21-10 Cowboys at the break. And I think another good note for Dallas, the running game, and Tony Pollard. And so Mike McCarthy and company will get it. Now the ball blows off the tee. Had that a few times. Is that an abstract? I'm not sure.
I don't have...
Okay, here we go.
I was waiting for it to fall again.
Nope. This
back-to-back illegal procedure calls that back us up and turn the football over. Up front, his message to his team: we absolutely need a stop here to start.
Though, let's see how they stand in against his first drive. It's Prescott back, launching far side. Good catch. CeeDee Lamb has another and a first down. Let's go down to EA.
Mike McCarthy told me once his offense was able to get going there in the first half, he was very happy with the run and the pass game. He did stress composure to his team. He said it's getting a bit chippy out there. He told everyone, though, you do need to lock in here because we're seeing every deceptive play in the book. Kevin, I'll finish up after this.
Okay.
Yeah, here we go. What do you say? Here goes the red wolf. Hey, red wolf. Red wolf. Hey, 666. Yeah, here we go. We take
Gonna run it. Nice little run across the 40. Go ahead, Aaron.
Things he wants his offense to really he stressed to his offense, take care of the ball. His final message: finish. One final note, guys, for the Cowboys defense: Stephon Gilmore is out with a shoulder injury. Hope it's not much that will obviously keep him out of next week. He had stressed this week he was so excited to get back to the playoffs. His last trip was there 2019 with the Patriots.
Wow, that's obviously a big loss, and they hope it's just for today. On second down, Prescott lands wide open again, makes the catch, falls for another first down. That injury that Aaron's talking about was on this hotly contested ball to Terry McLaurin, Greg.
Yeah, keep a look at his right shoulder, the right hand. See how he kind of fell with it kind of extended out in front of him. That was the shoulder the trainers were holding. We saw that shot in the first half of them taking him back to the locker room through the tunnel. And as Aaron said, he's had a great season playing opposite Deron Bland. He gets tested a lot, and they got to hope he's able to bounce back. They're going to need him come playoff time.
Little give, Dowdle. He gets wrapped up. Khaleke Hudson with a really nice play from that linebacker spot. The Cowboys just have to like some of the production today, right? I mean, I know they had the blocked field goal and they had the interception, but Greg, I mean, the offense the last few games has stuttered a little bit. I'm only 17 points a game the last 3 games. Seem like they're in a much better rhythm.
Absolutely, and that's a big part coming into Week 18. They want to put that 3-week regression granted against playoff teams behind them.
Set up a screen. And get some blocking to Dowdle, who gets tripped up from behind. And then I'll bring up a third down. Cody Barton made that play from behind, brought him over from Seattle, where he had a really good year in 2022.
One area, Dak Prescott and this Dallas offense has been amongst the best in the league is their ability to sustain drives by converting third down. It's one of the biggest metrics of evaluating a quarterback, and Dak's done it as well this entire season as anybody in the league.
Yeah, third best. Pressure. Stands in, calmly hits Lamb, turns it up the field, first down again, as you were saying.
Yeah, they know pre-snap, they got man coverage, they bring CeeDee Lamb on a little short motion, looks like it's going to be a drag route, and he just runs a little whip against St. Juice. That's saying, all right, it's third down, we got one of the best third down weapons in the entire league in CeeDee Lamb. Let's get him a matchup we like. Use motion to create misdirection and separation, and throw the ball to your best player. Sometimes it's that easy.
Here's Pollard. Works his way down inside the 31.
mentioned Washington just out so many starters today. Jonathan Allen, they're all pro defensive tackle. He's out due to injury. Of course, the trades earlier in the season of their 2 starting defensive ends, Montez Sweat, Chase Young. I mean, this is a shell of the unit they started week 1 with, especially on defense here in Washington.
Draw, and that goes nowhere. Well played. Hudson again was right there for this linebacking core. It'll bring up a 3rd down. Yeah, I mean, there's so many guys out here that have barely played, maybe even just got in the lineup last week for the first time. But, you know, even when they were healthy, Greg, they traded away their 2 best rushers in Chase Young and Montez Sweat at midseason, and they're ranked last in a lot of categories. So even with everybody healthy, it hasn't been grace. 3rd and 5 here. Prescott underneath. Ferguson has the catch, and he's got a 1st down. And the drive continues.
That was a great catch. You see Dak Prescott, he went up to Ferguson and gave him a little pat on the helmet, said, "Thanks for bailing me out." Dak's got to move off his spot. Ball thrown on his back shoulder, and nice job there by Ferguson wrestling that ball away. St. Juice tried to get it out, but we said earlier in the game, he's got a lot of confidence in his young tight end, and in those critical moments, he's got no problem going to him when CeeDee Lamb is covered.
Dowdle sprinting through the left side, cuts it up the field. Rico Dowdle breaks another tackle, and he's down to the 5 where it's 1st and goal.
It's one of the better blocked runs of the day. You can see Ferguson, he's able to get up to the 2nd level, and that's the pin there on Cody Barton that they're able to get. Now it's just running through contact in open space. Those are the rush lanes that they want to get back to here in Dallas.
Prescott on the roll, slings it underneath to Lamb, and makes the catch for nothing. There's another catch for Lamb. And you think about it, Greg, back to the 49er game where the Cowboys got blown out. CeeDee Lamb went into Mike McCarthy's office. Mike told us his story. He said, respectfully, I want the ball. Not being a diva. Just look what he's done since that game.
I mean, give credit to Mike McCarthy, because I think message clearly received. I mean, that San Francisco game was really the turning point of their season, especially on offense. I mean, they came out of the gate slow. Mike McCarthy admitted to us, took him a little bit finding his rhythm as a play caller, but man, post-bye week, they've been amongst the best offenses in the league.
Prescott can't find anyone. Retreats, point says go right there. Caught, Lamb again.
Something Dak Prescott does at such a high level this entire season is his ability to extend plays, get into the scramble. Watch this little point. So he's going to move to his right. Now watch this little point. Oh, he's just saying, CeeDee, go. And there he just looks him off, and CeeDee Lamb obeys the orders of his quarterback. And I'm not sure there's a better combo in the league right now than Dak Prescott and CeeDee Lamb.
That sure has been great. Lamb's got 12 catches, 92 yards, 2 touchdowns. 3 touchdowns for Dak Prescott, and the drive to start this 3rd quarter right down the field. In 4 years, you just can't win when you don't solidify that position, and they obviously haven't done it for a long time. They had Kirk Cousins have some success here. He left, and they're still trying to figure that out, and that's a big reason why these 2 teams are where they are, because Dak Prescott is a franchise player. Washington's looking for that person. Dallas out to their biggest lead, 28-10. They scored on the last drive of the 1st half and the opening drive of the 3rd quarter. And now Washington with Pringle trying to make something happen here. And up near the 26 or so. Well, if you're a Commanders fan, you're thinking, okay, you know, had a lot of high hopes coming into the season. It's been a mess. They've lost 7 in a row. What do we look forward to? Here's some things. Top 10 overall pick. If they lose today, it should be the number 2 overall pick, which is a big deal because they get one of the 2 best quarterbacks if they want it. They have 5 total draft picks in the top 100. That's a lot. And they've got one of the biggest cap rooms in the league, $80 million. So they could spend. So there are good things. And, you know, some good mojo here, right? Joe Gibbs is in the house today with Josh Harris, of course, who took over as a new owner. Trying to bring it back to the glory days with Coach Gibbs. Here's Robinson going to get the run. And so I know it maybe feels hopeless if you're a Commanders fan because it's been that way for a while, but there are positives to this place.
There are, and you just saw those. I mean, again, whether this game kind of turns, if it continues to go the way it has, you know, when you have the #2 overall pick, the hope and the optimism of being able to be in a position that you can solidify that quarterback position. In this league, the two most important factors are, do you have stability at quarterback and do you have stability at head coach? Everything else you can build and fluctuate around those two spots. And you know, that quarterback position has just escaped this franchise, as you saw by those numbers. And until they get that right, nothing else matters.
Yeah, Robinson, another hard-fought run. Going to bring up a 3rd down and short. You know, and then with that, obviously, you're looking at a guy you know very, very well, and Ron Rivera, right? His 4th year here. They've been in the playoffs once. They haven't had a winning season. And, you know, look, I talked about the big reason why as a quarterback. And there's some speculation about his future, right? I know one thing. You love playing for that man.
Yeah, and I think if you asked everybody on this Washington team, you know, did he bring a level of accountability and just love for his players and a culture that they could all be behind. But at the end of the day, this is a results-oriented business, and Ron Rivera knows what he signed up for. He knows the results of the past couple years, and all reports are that it's coming to an end.
And so is this drive. How goes down? It's Micah Parsons, and now a new career high in sacks with 14.
Well, he was pretty clear all week. He said, I'm tired of being at 13 sacks. He's been at 13 and a half the last couple years. Well, he's finally off that 13 number, and saw him get a little frustrated earlier in the game with the attention he gets. But, man, you find me a better defensive player in this league, I dare you. I'm not sure you can.
And so it's 4th down, punting situation for Tress Way. He's been about as consistent things as they come here in Washington football in his 10th year. And this punt is blocked. Returnable for a touchdown. It's recovered, but the Cowboys will have it inside the 10. Peyton Hendershot blocks it for Dallas.
See Bones Fossil, he's fired up. He's one of the best special teams coaches in the entire league. You'll see Hendershot come off the left side, and he's virtually unblocked. And what a great job taking the ball off the foot. He doesn't put his hands up. Watch where his hands are on contact. They're out in front. That's exactly how they teach it. And we talked about this Dallas Cowboys team. They wanted to be firing on all cylinders, offense, defense, special teams. Last couple quarters of this game, they've done just that.
There's Pollard, left side. Tries to turn it up the field. Down to the 5 is a penalty. This may be coming on back.
Yeah, they're going to get Jake Ferguson there on the left side.
Offense number 87, 10-yard penalty. 1st down.
First penalty on the Cowboys, and that's another one of those things they wanted to clean up. They coming in 2nd most penalized team in the NFL. First one today. It's been much improved, but that'll hurt this drive a little bit. Prescott right over the middle. Ferguson, nobody on him. Racing inside the 5. And Jake Ferguson down to the 3.
Watch Dak Prescott's eyes, what he does to Cody Barton. He knows where the void's going to be. The motion takes Mayo out. That quick look left, Cody Barton runs to it, and that just opens that middle void. Dang, he knows exactly where he's going with that ball. And yeah, it's just high-level quarterback.
Look at end zone. Penalty flag again. Prescott thinking of taking off, does so, and he's going to be out of bounds right around us. Ooh, careful over there. And looks to be okay, but now the penalty.
Hold. Offense number 67, 10-yard penalty. 2nd down.
Okay.
Yeah, Brock Hoffman filling in for the All-Pro right guard Zach Martin. Aaron told us earlier in the broadcast he was out, woke up sick this morning. You see him here working against 92 Anderson, and it was really when Dak broke out of the pocket. He has that right hand wrapped around him, and you see Anderson calling for the flag, and he got it.
2nd and goal. A little shuttle pass. Dowdle gets a couple blocks inside the 10 and sliding down around the 5.
Just finish up on that conversation about Ron Rivera and his future here. Remember, Ron Rivera went through a very similar situation in Carolina. While I was there with him, we had ownership change. We didn't win enough games, and this is, again, it's a big boy business. Ron understands. He's been in it his whole life as a player, a coordinator, a head coach. So, if these reports are accurate and they decide to move on, I know every player that ever played with Ron Rivera has nothing but amazing things to say about him. But you got to win games in this league, and he'd be the first one to tell you that.
3rd down. Prescott stands in, going for the corner for Cooks. He's got it. It's another touchdown, Cowboys.
When this Cowboys offense is operating at its top level, it's getting multiple guys the ball. CeeDee Lamb, Ferguson, now it's Brandon Cooks' time, and watch Dowdle. Watch this blitz pickup by the running back there on Khaleke Hudson. That's a big-time pickup there, giving Dak Prescott enough time to let Cooks work open on that corner route. And this is the version of the offense they wanted going into the playoffs, and they found it.
Yeah, Cook's got 8 touchdowns now. It's the most he's had since 2017. Prescott on fire. 4 touchdown passes for him. Dallas rolling. Brandon Cooks scoring on that touchdown, his 8th of the year, 5 yards out. Just a perfect pass, too. 4 scores for Prescott today. And look at that. Couldn't hand it to him any better. And really, Cooks has been the perfect Robin to CeeDee Lamb's Batman this year. 35-10. At one point, Washington had a 10-7 lead in the 2nd quarter. Not anymore. Here's Pringle. Good return out to the 30. And it really has been a little bit of a journey for Cooks, hasn't it, EA?
Yeah, he's definitely had to stay patient. And he told me this week, it's been hard. But he said, look, I've grown up a lot during my time in the league. And I'd be lying to you if I said, hey, this has been an easy thing to go through. It hasn't. But he said, look, I know who the #1 guy is on this team, number 88, CeeDee Lamb. Obviously Jake Ferguson is coming on as well. But the other thing he says, I know my role. I know my quarterback is looking for me. And we're winning. And he's just excited again to get back to the playoffs as well, like we talked about with Stephon Gilmore.
Yeah, so true. Not a lot of guys would just be patient. I mean, he didn't catch many balls the first 6 weeks of the season. Change now. Here's McLaurin, who's always catching balls no matter who the quarterback is. And not much there. His 4th catch of the day, but he's closing in on his 4th straight 1,000-yard season, Greg. And it's funny, you go from Cooks and what he's done to McLaurin, who, honestly, what he's done is amazing, considering how many different guys he's played with.
Yeah, he's played with 11 different quarterbacks. I mean, it's almost impossible to even wrap your head around. It's pretty remarkable. And, for him to continue that production and the professionalism, we had a chance to spend some time with McLaurin this week. It's pretty impressive what he's been able to do in this chaos. And both him and Cooks have had pretty interesting journeys, but just team-first players and just continue to produce when called upon.
Here's Howell on the fake. Has some pressure. Sets it up to Gibson. Makes a low catch. Nice one. Turns it up the field, and he's got a 1st down. Think about McLaurin, too, right? I mean, all he did is win at Ohio State. And then you come from that, and then you go here. Look at the records. I mean, so had to learn how to deal with losing, and he's been nothing but positive and a stand-up guy. He got the Good Guy Award for local media because he's always at his locker and willing to kind of take the tough questions.
I'm not sure. Of all the guys we have the opportunity to speak with each season, which is probably one of the best parts of this job, is he might be the most impressive, the most humble. He's an impressive guy all around.
That's Gibson on shore. And here's the thing, from production-wise, you saw his numbers today. I mean, he's 17 yards away from another 1,000 season, okay? It would be the 4th straight, which, think about all the great receivers they've had in this organization. That's never been done. And he's going to do it with a zillion quarterbacks.
It just speaks volumes to who he is, obviously as a player, but I think more so just who he is as a person.
Four-man rush. Powell slides out of there and then rips it to Gibson on the move. Nice little throw, and Gibson puts the shoulders down. He's got a first down. So Gibson picks up 12. Now Jordan Lewis is slow to get up. He took that shot from Gibson, and after we're just showing that Stephon Gilmore went out, and Aaron said he's out for the game with a shoulder. Now it's Lewis, their excellent nickel back.
Yeah, he took a big shot to that left arm shoulder area. He's trying to fight through it. You can just see in his body language. You see the shot there. He's battling. He's swinging that arm around. He's lined up right here, going in motion with De'Ami Brown.
On first down, Powell some pressure, lets it go. McLaurin is deep. It's underthrown. It's intercepted. Deron Bland has another. His league-leading 9th of the year. It's all Dallas. Deron Bland, another interception for him, and a big hit on the quarterback, and a big lead for the Cowboys. 12 more for him today, 2 touchdowns. And what was once a close game, now not so anymore, as Tony Pollard will get to carry this final minute of this third quarter. And you see the Giants-Eagles score. Philly has taken out some starters in their game. Wonder if Dallas is going to think about that here.
Yeah, I think at some point Mike McCarthy has to start having that conversation with his assistant coaches. I think what they came into today's game looking to achieve, they have. Obviously, number one being the win, but Dak Prescott's been highly efficient. 1 interception coming on a tip ball, 4 touchdown passes. Tony Pollard has looked good. The offensive line has settled in. I think at some point now you start taking out some of those key parts to this offense and make sure you go into next week full strength.
Gonna run it here. Pollard gets it again. Bring up 3rd and 2, and that'll take us to the end of this third quarter. And an impressive third quarter for the Cowboys. A couple of touchdown drives. Take command of this game, 1 quarter away from locking up the NFC East and the number 2 seed in the NFC. About it now, starting to get your backups in the game maybe. Cooper Rush is warming up, but not yet. We start this fourth quarter, 35-10 Cowboys, 3rd down and 2. Prescott rolling, there's Cooks, and that's a first down. The drive continues. You know, Mike McCarthy told us this week, Greg, when we asked him what did he want to see this week, besides an obvious win, right? Tackling, the strong tackling game. Continue to play to our standard. You know, end of game negative, focus, things like that. So look, they're not going to have the close game, end of game defense. That's one thing. There's been a lot of other things they've been able to check the box today. Pollard wrapped up there. Abdullah Anderson on the hit. Hey, the 2024 NASCAR season drops the green flag next month with the Clash of the Coliseum. And then on February 18th, the most iconic day in all of motorsports, Great American Race returning, the Daytona 500, only on Fox.
Yeah, to that point, what Mike McCarthy wanted on both sides of the ball, I think really for the most part they wanted. They wanted to protect Dak Prescott. They've given up 0 sacks, so mission accomplished. They wanted a clean game as far as turnovers. They didn't get that. They had the interception off the deflection. On defense, they wanted takeaways, pressure the quarterbacks. I mean, they've accomplished a lot of what they set out to do.
In stride, Ferguson, another first down. Yeah, now your point, done all that. You can't rest everybody, but you wonder when enough's enough and just get ready for the playoffs next week, which they will be hosting.
Which, again, we talked about earlier. It's pretty remarkable how fast things can change in the NFL. I mean, they're coming off back-to-back losses on the road to Buffalo, Miami. You know, it almost seemed inevitable that their path through the playoffs was going to be on the road, which you said earlier has not been their strength. And now here they are, going to be the 2 seed. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, it sure is. Dowdle with the run. And as it stands right now, by the way, for fans at home, you're thinking, okay, Cowboys are going to win the division. The Eagles are getting crushed in New York, and they're obviously winning big here. Well, their opponent still to be determined, right? So that last playoff spot, Green Bay is leading against Chicago 17-9. Seattle and Arizona tie, but Green Bay has the spot. If they both were to somehow lose, then New Orleans is in. So Dallas could play any of those teams right now. And we'll find out later tonight when that game would be. Here's a quick slant to Jalen Brooks, who comes in the game. Try to get him involved. Some of those backups, and we get a penalty flag.
They're going to get him for a blow to the helmet? I'm not sure if he hit. Let's see what they call. I mean, from where the flag came out deep in the secondary, I don't know what else it would have been.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, defense, number 13. 15-yard penalty. First down.
That shit weak.
Yeah, I'm not. I mean, I think you clearly heard where the Washington players stand on this call. I mean, he led with his helmet. He just never hit him, frankly. I mean, he just completely missed, and his left shoulder, like, barely grazed the body of Brooks. I don't think they got that one right.
Prescott underneath. CeeDee Lamb's got another one, and taken down at the 39. His 13th catch of the day. I mean, CeeDee Lamb is coming off a record game, 13 for 227 against Detroit. So he's now tied that for 13. It's the most catches in a game. He's got 2 more touchdowns, making it up to 12 on the year. I mean, fantasy season's over. The regular season is about over. It
might be time for his day to be over.
Yeah.
Can't imagine it goes on past this drive for a lot of these Dallas starters.
Run it. Dowdle spinning around. And just a little short of a first down. It'll be a 3rd down and less than 1.
You know, all those things that Dallas wanted to accomplish, we obviously talked a lot about. The one they won't is, as you said, the defense finding a way to get that critical stop. The last 2 weeks had a chance, took the lead on a great drive against Miami. Miami goes on a long drive. They end up losing. Last week came right down to the wire. Obviously, the 2-point try was a big topic of conversation all week. That their defense is going to be put in a spot to win a game, and that's what Dan Quinn's been stressing all week.
3rd and 1. Dowdle's open. First down, too easy. Inside the 25 he goes, and down near the 21. This NFC East is something else because there's never a repeat champ. I mean, if this is the stock market, hold on tight. I mean, every year it's been somebody different. No repeat winner since 2005, and the Eagles won it last year, so obviously that trend will continue.
Man, that's the way the NFL is designed. Everything in the NFL, from schedule to the draft order, I mean, everything is built for parity, and this division's the epitome of it.
Here's Cooks. You know, you're right. And the way the league is and the way it's played, you know, there's no dominant, really, truly dominant team. And you say, yeah, San Francisco and Baltimore have been close. But I think we've talked a lot today about Dallas and what this will do, and that's what it'll do. They're going to win the division. They're going to get the 2 seed. At least 1, potentially 2, maybe 3 home playoff games. But the reality is they haven't been to a championship game in 28 years.
And going forward, that is the only thing that matters to Cowboys fans, to football fans. Is this the year they're able to get over that hump and get past the divisional round?
Pollard gets wrapped up. Khalil Hudson made a bunch of plays today. I mean, that's the reality, and that's part of the Dallas Cowboys, but that's the reality.
Yeah,
Mike McCarthy's 12-win seasons 3 years in a row. Starting next week doesn't matter.
Yeah, and that kind of comes with the territory. There's a lot of really good that comes with playing in Dallas, one of the premier franchises in all of football and really in all of sports, but there comes a level of expectations in a franchise that's hungry to get back to a Super Bowl, recapture some of that magic from the 1990s. They feel like they have the squad to do it, and until they do it, that's going to constantly be hanging over their head.
3rd down, blitz is picked up. Prescott going for Cooks for the end zone. He had him, just overthrew him a little bit, and now it's 4th down.
They had him on the double move. Cooks there working on St. Juice, and Dak just put a little too much on it, and for as fast as Brandon Cooks is, he just doesn't have enough to track it down, and they're going to have to settle for another field goal attempt.
So a 7-minute drive by Dallas. And now here's Brandon Aubrey. That one blocked earlier today. This will be from 36 yards out.